back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite wig maintenance products, wig install products, my go-to, and also the things that I'm trying out. So my first favorite product when it comes to doing like installs or anything like that, I always, if I'm doing anything glue related, I would use Erica J's Hold Me Down Adhesive. So whenever I'm doing anything like with an install or whatever, I love this stuff. And I also like the Imaslayobae sensitive gummy lace adhesive. So I actually mix the two. So this one is for sensitive skin, so it's not like the extreme hold. She does have one that's for extreme hold, but this one is for sensitive skin. So I usually will use this one like for the cap, like whenever you're doing your bald cap method, I would actually use this stuff. And then like to actually glue the unit down, I would use the Erica J Hold Me Down adhesive. And I feel like the two together work really well. So if that's something that you want to try. And then also, I love her skin guard. I feel like people kind of forget that you need a skin guard whenever you're dealing with glue. So I love her skin guard. This is the watermelon scented skin guard. Love this stuff. That's my favorite. So these are just things that I use when it comes to like an actual install. And whenever I'm doing an install, I would usually do like a ball cap method like I said, but you also have to put your edges back. Oh my gosh. And so to put your edges back, I always use this stuff. This is EcoStyle Black Castor and Flaxseed Get Glued. This is what I always use to like once you do your cornrow base to actually like slick your edges back. I stand by this stuff. It's not Got To Be. It's kind of like the same consistency as Got To Be, but I've never actually used the yellow Got To Be. Just wasn't my thing. So I stand by this stuff. This is the EcoStyle brand. However, I just started, I found this at, you can get this at Target too, but I found this at Sally's, and this is the Shea Moisture Wig and Weave Bonding Glue. So it's not an actual glue, it's pretty much just like the same concept as Got To Be, but I actually like it so far. I wouldn't say to stick down a weave, but to actually like slick your edges back before you put on your ball cap, this stuff. And then another thing that I love, and I use it sparingly, I don't go crazy, I don't go OC with these things, and a lot of these things I don't use them for kind of what they're meant for, because this is the Eben Wonder Lace Bond Extreme Firm Hold Adhesive Spray. I love this stuff. I know that people use it for like glueless installs, but I don't. I use it as a backup behind my gel just for security before I put on the ball cap method. I really like this stuff. The only thing I would say, it's very sticky. So, you know, like I will probably do a video on that, like when it comes to like installs and stuff like that. But whenever you're doing an install, at least for me, whenever I'm doing an install, I have like several different steps. There's a step where you apply the glue and then you set that to dry or whatever, and then you put your band on. And then to melt it even more, you would use some type of hairspray. I would not recommend using this for that unless you really dry it, but still I wouldn't recommend using this as extra security, like on spraying on top. I think that this stuff is good for spraying under lace, not on top of lace, because when you put a band over top of it after you put the glue and all that stuff, it kind of like it attaches itself to the band. So basically you will kind of ruin your whole install. It attaches itself to the pan, and then you get like a white residue. So I think that it's great for underlace, but not overlace. My favorite hairspray, I've mentioned this in like every video I've done so far. My favorite, like this is one of my favorite hairsprays. It just kind of does it for me. It does it for me. L'Oreal Lock-It. I love this stuff. I literally walked into Safeway and I just was looking for a hairspray as an alternative to Got2b, and I just got this and I love it. So this is not something for if you're looking for extreme hold. It's not for that. But if you're trying to melt your lace, melt your glueless install, perfect. If you're trying to get rid of flyaways, perfect. If you're just trying to spray your hair, perfect. If you're using the hot comb method and you want something to hold, perfect. It's not extreme hold. It's literally like, it's a balance to me. It's a balance between like Got2b and whatever spray, like just a regular hairspray. I love this stuff. I use it for a lot of things. So I mean, everybody has their own preference when it comes to what a hairspray does, but I really like this stuff. When it comes to heat protectant, Silk Elements. So I went to Sally's one time. Silk Elements, they ran out of Silk Elements. I went to Sally's one time and I got the Beyond the Zone. And apparently I think this is something that everybody uses. I'm not the biggest fan. I know it's almost done, but I'm not the biggest fan of Beyond the Zone because I feel like it can get oily real fast. But Silk Elements, and sometimes, you know, sometimes you can be heavy-handed or whatever. This stuff, you have a whole lot of leeway. You have a whole lot of leeway. When it comes to Beyond the Zone, you don't have that much leeway when it comes to spraying heat protectant. But with this stuff, you have a whole lot of leeway. So I love this stuff. This is the coconut heat protectant. Everybody has their preference of what they want like certain products to do. So when it comes to me and what I want a product to do, is just being able to spray it and thinking and knowing that I can spray it even when it's like semi-wet or semi-damp. This stuff. And then I don't use the yellow Got2b for anything. I just don't. However, this Got2b. High Insta Hold, fan favorite. This is my favorite. So basically, just imagine this one but stronger. Just imagine this one stronger. I like this stuff a lot because you can use this to melt lace. You can use it to kind of stick lace if you wanted to. It dries a whole lot faster. I don't have time to be waiting for the yellow Got2b to dry. Takes too long. You can do the same things that you can do with the L'Oreal Lock-It spray. It's just the fact that you don't want this to build up too much because it can turn white if it builds up too much. However, it still works really well, and whenever you're doing that melting method or melting step of the install, this stuff is like my go-to. One of my go-tos. It's not the go-to, but this stuff really well. It really kind of depends. I kind of will get into that in a different video, like the methods and stuff that I use when it comes to like installs or anything like that, but I love this stuff a whole lot. And then also, whenever you have a really oily, because sometimes when you're dealing with a silky straight unit, depending on the luster of it, definitely depending on the luster of it and what type of hair it is, it can get oily if you put too much product in it. So dry shampoo, you always, honestly, if you are a straight hair girl and you kind of like, sometimes you just don't really feel like washing your hair all the time, or sometimes like oil can get in the, like depending on like if you oil your scalp a lot, sometimes oil can get on the wefts and that can be hard to get out. Dry shampoo, my fave, one of my faves. And then of course you cannot have a unit, you cannot have a flawless install or anything like that without Nairobi mousse. I have yet to try a different mousse. I honestly think that I want to start kind of trying new products and seeing what I like But for now, Nairobi setting mousse, my favorites, definitely always have to have that. And honestly, getting into like the other things that I'm trying out again, I just got this from Sally's. This is called Reza Be Obsessed Black Diamond Oil. I love this stuff. I literally just recently got it, but I love this stuff. It smells so good to the point where I'm going to put some on my hair. It smells so good, and it's like, I don't know, it just smells so good, and it's so soft, and it just, yeah. Like, I don't know, I don't really know. I know what it's for. It's just kind of like an oil you just put on your hair, but it just smells good. And it's like, you know, when you kind of just want to put something in your hair, this stuff. Reza Be Obsessed Black Diamond Oil. I love this stuff. Kind of getting into tools that I really like when it comes to like the wig process. Like, I stand by a Denman brush. This is what I use for everything. Whenever I've washed a hair unit or whatever it is, I gotta blow dry it. Denman brush. I don't really use a paddle brush like that. I use a Denman brush. I feel like I have a lot more control. Either way, you can still use a paddle brush. Like, it's up to you and what you prefer. But I always use a Denman brush. And of course, edge brush. There are so many different types. There are so many different types of edge brushes out there. I like to use something like with a rat tail as well whenever it comes to installs, because whenever you're doing that, like pressing, whatever it is, you're able to be precise with that. And then some other favorites. These, my go-to for cutting lace. Whenever I'm doing like a jacket and I really don't feel like using a razor, but a razor you might need, it all depends on you and how you like to do your things. But a razor and these mini scissors. I think I got these from Amazon. A paintbrush. It's an acrylic paintbrush. I use this for parts, and I also use it to kind of like mark how far the lace should go. Like, whenever I'm trying to figure out where glue should be applied or whatever, I use this stuff. And that's like pretty much it. Oh wait, that's not it, because I love this stuff. I think this is something that a lot of people swear by. At least I think. Bio Soak. Great. Imagine you like are dealing with a hair that has so many flyaways. You want to get rid of the flyaways. You want to be able to get it soaked when you're straightening it. Bio Soak. And so honestly, I would say that the Black Diamond Oil and Bio Soak, two together, amazing. So I would say that this and this, great. Those are like, these honestly right now, these are my two favorite oils. And then I can honestly use Silk Elements. Like, these are my three favorite like heat protectant oils type of thing. The best, honestly. And then kind of getting into, I think that's pretty much it. And then also a continuous mist spray bottle. But I feel like those are my tops. Those are my top when it comes to like wig installs and wig maintenance products. I think right now, and I'll probably do like an updated video with whatever, but right now those are my top products, the things that I love the most, the things that I kind of swear by right now, and the things that I'm trying out. So yes, I will try and put a lot of these things in the description, but thank you for watching my video.